Good morning. This is the town of East Fishkill. We're starting our Arbor and Earth Day celebration today, and we are thinking about how trees are important to us, so we want to thank them. We have here today our Nick D'Alessandro. He's the town of East Fishkill's supervisor. We have a bunch of Rotary members. They're going to dedicate the tree planting to one of their fallen members. We have John Jay Interact Club. They're here from the high school. And then we have Troop 33 from Pleasant Valley. Okay. Yes, please. Let's start. Let's pass the torch.
Morning, everyone. Thanks for coming out. Especially thank you to all our young guys for coming out. So important that the youth today understand how important it is for our Arbor Day, Earth Day celebration, what it is to be good stewards of our environment. We have to be good teachers, otherwise you're not going to learn. So thank you for coming. Thank you to Lori Bergman. Thank you to Brent Feld for keeping this up. This is our 13th annual Arbor Day celebration, Earth Day celebration. Rotary has been so generous to donate a tree in honor of Alan Hirschhorn, who recently passed away. Alan was a wonderful and giving man, and I couldn't say, nobody could ever say a bad word about him. He was a tremendous human being, and this will be a wonderful dedication to him. And it is cold, so we're going to start planting the trees soon. Are we going to do that soon? One more person like to speak. So thank you all again for coming out.
Okay, this was asked real quick. My name's Dave Kaler. I was a member of the East Fishkill Rotary, and all I can say about Al Hirschhorn, he's one of the most decent, nicest men I ever met in my entire life. He was very generous to anyone who ever met him. He never had a bad word to say about anybody. And I got back home from winter the day before he passed, and I'm a little heartbroken that I didn't get to say goodbye to him, but I think what we're doing here today is a really nice tribute to the man, and it'll be nice to come by and see this. And if anybody asks who was Al Hirschhorn, you come ask me. I'll tell you what a great guy he was. So thank you all very much for honoring Al today. And Al, you were a great guy. Thanks for being my friend, and thanks for being a big part of doing good things here in East Fishkill with the Rotary. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
So we are going to be putting in a Japanese maple.
Thank you, Lori. Lindsay, shovel, please. Okay, so we have a Japanese maple to plant in memory of Mr. Hirschhorn here today. Again, I'm Brent Feld. I'm the town arborist, and we have a huge amount of volunteers. So what we're going to do first, we have a Japanese maple in it looks like a 7-gallon pot here. What we want to do, the first thing we want to do is we want to measure our hole and make sure our hole is not too deep. Because we want the ultimate depth of the soil around the plant to be right at the root flare. We can see the root flare right here at the top of the pot. So the depth of the plant is perfect right in the pot as it is. Okay, so our pot, our ideal depth for our plant is going to be, looks like about 13 inches, and the depth of our hole on this side is about 16, and on this side is about 18. So we need to put some soil back in the hole before we plant this plant. So you guys are helping out, can grab a shovel.
Side too. we're hoping it's going to be enough cover.
Right down
So
to
they're
the
like wind.
Are you ready? Okay, have a seat. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take the part of the side of the pot that we stripped away here, and we're going to get it down out of the way, and we're going to just slide the tree out of the pot. Kind of get our hands underneath here a little bit. You can slide the pot off the tree, okay? Put your hands out of the worm. Worm doesn't mind.
What group do we have here?
I think it's a family.
Wonderful.
Okay,
Welcome.
So now we can take a little bit of look and see how we want this tree to be positioned. It leans a little bit to this way based on how it grew. Which way is south? Do you guys know which way is south is? How do you tell which way south is without the sun, without the I gave it away, without a compass?
Sun.
So the sun's kind of over there, right?
South. Is that south?
We're in the morning, so that may be kind of southeast that way. So this is probably south just about this way. Okay.
What
And the
else?
trees-
So if the sun is predominantly on the south side, do you think the tree is going to follow it? So it'll probably pull that way. So if it's leaning one way, it'll start coming back the other way, right?
So what I did was, but probably within a couple of years, we're probably going to take this small stem out and let the big one be the dominant of the two stems, because this is a standard size Japanese maple. So this tree ultimately, size-wise, is going to be probably about 15 to 18 feet tall. So it's really going to do a nice job of spreading in here. And as you can see, there's not a lot of space between these two trees. So as they grow in diameter, there's going to be a space problem here, and there's going to be a squashing. So this is not going to be good for the tree and the ultimate lifespan of it. But you don't want to do that kind of a major prune this early in the life, because you want to be able to have plenty of leaves to have good root growth and really get the tree established first. So that's something we'll do maybe in an Arbor Day celebration in a couple years after the tree establishes. We'll come back and we'll prune this piece out. We'll take a look at the structure and the form and make sure it's good. All right, so your job is going to be to hold that while we put backfill soil
We
in.
do have some fertilizer.
Okay, we have a little bit of fertilizer there. Why don't you guys pass me that bag of fertilizer over there? The only time you guys want to fertilize a new tree is with an extremely mild fertilizer, and this is a 3-3-3 fertilizer with what's called mycorrhizae. Mycorrhizae is a group of fungi that grow on roots that make the roots work better. They increase the surface area of the roots. So they're a symbiotic fungi with a lot of common trees in this area. And this is a very, very mild fertilizer. Okay, and that just enhances the quality of the soil around. So as these guys backfill with soil, I'm going to sprinkle a little fertilizer in there as we go. All right, so you guys can come on and continue to try not to get too many rocks close to the root ball.
Got
Okay.
another shovel here. My granddaughter. Got a lot of I'm excited. I'm so
Okay, who's going to be in charge of watering? Need a waterer. Okay, we need more soil around this side. Now, when you start the water, what you're going to do is I want you to concentrate the water. Yeah, we need a couple more shovelfuls over here, gents.
Sorry.
It's okay. No, you're doing good. Lori.
I have a couple of different ways that you can keep a tree watered. So this is one of them. This is like an arbor bag. But I would think that this is not a good solution for this particular application. But if you were putting in a bigger tree, it would work quite well. And what you would do is you would put it around the trunk of the tree. You would zip it up. So you imagine my arm being the trunk. You would zip it up, and then it's got a hole in it in the top where you would put your hose. And then it's got little perforations within the bag, and it will continually water your tree for you. This is only to really establish it when it's young. This will take care of the immediate roots. Then you have another type of way to keep your tree watered, and this is like a donut. This is not a donut that you can eat though, but it's the color of a donut. And this actually sits on the ground, and it's kind of the same application as that, but this one would probably work quite well for this tree because we don't have a large trunk, or we have the branches are very low on this. Same kind of concept, except no zipper. This has Velcro, so you would Velcro it. This would be the tree. I think we have it upside down. There we go. And this is your fill. So you would open this up, take your hose, fill it up. It would look more like a donut as it fills up. And then again on the other side, it's got some holes, so it will continually water your tree. So this is probably what we will use for this tree. This is something that probably everybody has at home. A real easy way to water also. And you can get a lot more surface area watered with just a regular sprinkler. Or you could use something like this too. This way you could water around wherever you needed to. Just wanted to show you those couple of things. So we're going to make a berm. Does everybody know what a berm is? Okay, so we've got a flat area, and then a berm would be something that pops up. So the soil, we want to pop up the soil in like a mound, but going around the tree. Getting some mulch right now. This is good. Does anyone else want to say anything about the tree? Have any questions about the tree?
Well, the tree smells good.
The tree smells good,
Yeah.
but the fertilizer didn't smell good.
No.
I heard a comment about the fertilizer. What did someone say about the fertilizer? What did it smell like?
It smelled like dog food.
Like dog food? Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Wait,
It's,
Okay, mulch delivery.
okay, tripping.
Hi everybody, I'm Amanda. I just wanted to thank you all for coming and to thank East Fishkill Rotary and Town of East Fishkill and everyone here for planting this tree in my dad's honor. He had such pride in working with the Interact Club, working with Rotary and his town, and I think this is such a fitting and loving tribute. So thank you all again.
Thank you. We have some bluebird houses that we're going to address right now. Brent?
How many of you guys have seen bluebirds before? Have you seen bluebirds? There should be, I think. What happened to all the bluebirds 20 years ago? What do you think? Well, they're pretty small birds, so I don't think they'd be shot. What do you think? Other animals, maybe. Yeah. Where do bluebirds like to live? Certain size hole, you're right, but what kind of habitats do they like? Do they like full forests?
No.
Do they like fields? What do they like?
Like in between a forest and a field.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So that's what we call that is edge, okay, where it's transitioning between the two areas, between the two types of distinct habitats. So yeah, bluebirds like edge. So years ago when we had a lot of farm fields developing back into forest and we had a lot of developments, there wasn't that much edge. Okay.
Where's the garbage?
I guess we can use this. Yeah.
Is there a mixer?
If it's there, it should be in a bag. So we got a couple of different types of bluebird houses, guys. So we got a couple different types of bluebird houses here, made out of a couple different materials. We have one made out of black locust here, and we have a couple made out of cedar. We're going to put the two made out of cedar up today. But bluebird houses have a couple of features in them that make them special. The hole is a specific size. Okay, the hole is 1.5 inch diameter hole, which fits bluebirds but doesn't fit larger birds that are predators like cowbirds and birds that want to colonize their nests. And bluebird boxes are made to a specific size on the inside, and most bluebird boxes are made so you can clean them out. Because it's important to be able to clean out the old bluebird nests after the season gets done to be enough room so the nest can be down away from the hole. And also to make nesting conditions right for the bluebirds, because the bluebirds do clean the old nest material out before they start, but if we can do that for them, that helps. So a couple different designs on bluebird houses you can do. This one was made by a scout troop up in Rhinebeck, and this has a side opening so you can open the box right up and clean the old nest material right out. Okay. And then this is a little bit different design with a bottom that you can take right out that's held in by a couple of screws, and this bottom is kind of unique because it has a little mesh wire here which keeps the nest up off the moisture which might get inside and get on the bottom of that box. So a couple little bit different designs here. The real critical things if you guys want to have a bluebird box is the hole's got to be the right size, and it's got to be basically this size to make it appropriate for bluebirds.
You should pull it off. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to put this box back together. We're going to go install a couple of bluebird houses. Okay, so we're going to mount our bluebird houses here. We've got a spot picked out, and we've got a stake installed. Now, the important parts of our spot is that we don't want to have any limbs that are right directly over top of or within 2 or 3 feet of the bluebird house, because then you might get a predator coming up, like a raccoon, or maybe even a cat that might try to take the young bluebirds out of the house. The pole I have installed here is black locust. It's an extremely durable wood, and very strong and will last for years. So you want to use a pole that's going to be durable, that's going to be there for a number of years. So who's got a house wants to put up? So we're going to put the house up, and we're going to install it at a height that's at least 5 feet above the ground, but not so tall that we can't clean it out. That's important. So I got a couple of screws. I've already put a little bit of wax on them to make them easier to go into the locust. So when do you guys want to hold that house there? When do you guys want to hold the house? Okay, that was a good job.
We have a screwdriver.
We have a screwdriver.
We do.
Yes.
Oh, there's a thing that brings rubber on it.
Oops, you got to hold it. I might need another set of hands to hold the top here. And watch your finger, so in case the screw comes through the back side. Did it come through? A little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, we'll get the top screw on here. Okay.
Ta-da!
There's our bluebird house, and we can get to the screws to clean it out Now, when you clean it, if you put a bluebird house up on your property, a couple things you want to do. Which direction is this house facing? Remember from what we did when we planted the plant? It's facing south. That means that it's going to be a little bit warmer in the house for the bluebirds when they start to nest, and that's helpful. We've got a couple holes up here in this house for some airflow and to let some heat out. You got to remember your placement to keep it away from, the surrounding, the surrounding trees, but close enough to the edge so the bluebirds use that habitat that they prefer on that edge. All right, let's go to our other stake and we'll put the second one up. Okay, so here we are putting our second bluebird house up. Got a little locust pole. We're a little bit closer to the edge here, on some of this edge territory, so this will be good habitat for bluebirds. Plenty of perches around, but not anything that's real close to where the house is. Right. Get that hole in the middle, and we'll be good. Okay, beautiful. Okay, we can get to the screws so we can clean this one out. Oh, I didn't tell you, time of year to clean bluebird houses out. Really, the best time of year to do that is anytime after Thanksgiving, but before Christmas. You know, when the birds are gone south for the year, when there's no more insects for them to eat, and it's not too cold and not too bad to be outside, you get out and clean out your bluebird houses then, and that way they're all ready for spring. Okay, so we're gonna go back and we're gonna do some more planting.
So when you dig, it's really important to know where your utilities are. Does anyone know what utilities are?
Things they use to do things. Water and
Yeah, water. Okay, we got water. What else? Say again. Pools. Tools.
Yeah.
Tools.
Yeah.
Okay, but what runs underground?
Water. Pipes.
Water pipes. You're getting close.
Electricity.
Electricity. Yes. Electric.
Oh,
What else?
Stuff.
What else? How do we? Some people when they have fire.
Internet.
When internet. Okay. Yes. What else? So you've got gas too. Gas runs. So these are all
gas cause fires?
It's all piped in.
Yeah.
Okay. You got propane. You got natural gas. What else?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen gas. Boy, we'd have to worry about that. Okay. So what other utilities do we have? So we have. How about septic?
Oh, that's disgusting.
But we have to think about that, right? We wouldn't want to plant a tree on top of our septic, right?
I mean, yeah, it would
Yeah.
kill the tree.
Okay. So do you see this flat area that we're next to?
Is that septic?
Well, yeah. It's not exactly where the septic tank is, but it's where the septic fields are. So you've got your big concrete tank, and from there it has to go to the next process, and that would be the fields. So that's where it kind of cleans everything up. So we didn't want to go on the fields. What other kind of utilities do we have to worry about? Not so much the ones in the ground, but the ones in the air. All right, so we can look right behind us there. Yeah, power lines. So do we have to worry about power lines here?
I mean, yeah. If you go a tree under.
But do we have power lines here? So we don't have to worry about the size then, right? We can have a tree that can grow how many feet?
69,000.
69,000 feet. Okay. So those are things that you have to consider when you are planting. What else do you have to consider? Let's go. So what was the first thing that we had to worry about?
Utilities.
No, we're done with the utilities. Now we're ready. So here we go.
Okay.
Are we going to plant this tree with all this stuff around it?
No.
Why not?
Because it's not going to grow right.
Why? Why won't it grow?
Because it will be stuck in a circle.
Very good. Yes.
Now,
So,
question.
yes.
If it's just the burlap, can you leave just the burlap or should you take that off too?
Good question. He's asking, can we leave the burlap? What do you guys think? You just said it.
I don't think so because that would stop the roots from sprouting outwards.
Yes. Yes. So burlap should come off. So what do we need? We need some tools here.
You need strong.
Well, we'll see what it looks like, and then we can discuss. So we've got the man right there. He's got the cutter. Jen, you're on. So do we know what kind of trees these are?
Evergreen.
Yeah, they're evergreen. Absolutely. They're spruce.
You knew after
Yeah, right there. coming to the end of our Arbor Day and Earth Day celebration. We had a really, really successful event today. We got all 6 trees put in. We had a very energetic group here today. I want to thank the Troop 33 and for coming out and helping. And I want to thank the Rotary Club for their commitment. And I want to thank my highway group for crew for digging all the holes and doing what all they did, and Brent Feld and his group. It was a really great successful event. Thank you.
I want to say just thank you again, Brent Feld, town arborist. I want to just say thank you to all our great volunteers here. Got some spruces planted to screen off the utilities here from Julie's Jungle, and really great helpers today. So thank you for the town of all their support and you guys as volunteers. And that's it for Arbor Day. Think trees. Trees are wonderful. Trees make life. Thanks.